I have always wondered what anime is, and what's the history behind it.
Anime is a form animation that is made in Japan and has become exceedingly popular in Japan, and its popularity has spread across Asia and the world, with US having the most notable number of anime viewers.
The history of anime goes all the way back to the early 1900s. Sadly, we can never know when the very first anime was created because of the passage of time and the reels getting lost or destroyed through the many earthquakes that Japan experiences. The earliest form of Japanese animation that is found to date is a 3-second film called Kitsudo Shashin. It shows a boy in a sailor suit drawing the characters for Kitsudo Shashin, then turning around and taking off his hat to the audience. The next animation to come out was Ngacho, Meion no Shippai, in February 1917. This movie and other early animation were made with chalk rather than paper cutouts or today's cell animation. The animators would erase the lines and new ones would be drawn between camera shots.
Between 1920 and 1940, animation companies were competing with foreign companies like Disney, which were making movies like Snow White, which were making profits abroad, which meant that people had to work overtime. Some animation companies were able to make movies using cell animation and make them in color and use sound. But making these sort of anime films was financially viable and were hard to produce financially. It resulted in most anime being made for commercials, educational purposes, and later propaganda, all funded by the government.
3 years after World War II, Japan Animated Films was founded. The studio would be acquired by Toei Film Company to become their animation department. In 1958, Toei released Hakujaden, also known as Tale of the White Serpent. It became one of the most recognizable anime in history, and it was the first feature-length film to be in color. It would later be released in America in 1961.
The 1960s was a big part of anime because it was when anime started to air on TV in Japan. Some of these TV shows became so popular that it aired in countries like Spain and Ireland. In the 1970s and 1980s there was an increase in quality as talented artists started working on anime TV shows. Anime movies declined as TV shows became extremely popular. In the mid-1980s, Studio Ghibli was founded by Toshio Suzuki, Isao Takahata, Hayao Miyazaki, with their first movie, Castle in the Sky, releasing in 1986.
From the late 1980s, anime was in a huge decline until Ghost in a Shell premiered in 1995. When it first premiered, it was a tremendous success, helping anime recover from its decline. In 1997, Princess Mononoke was released by Studio Ghibli and was a momentous success in Japan. Princess Mononoke was also a success in the West when it was released there. When Bebop Cowboy was first released in Japan, it wasn't a success, but when it was aired in America in the early 2000s, it experienced a massive success. It aired on Adult Swim until 2013.
Anime experienced a massive boom through the early 21st century, thanks to things like the internet and streaming services. In 2001, Studio Ghibli released Spirited Away, to massive success. It earned 30 billion yen in total. It also made millions of dollars worldwide. In 2013, Attack on Titan took the industry by storm, with being massively popular on streaming services like Netflix and Crunchyroll. There have been live-action versions of anime that was made in Japan and the West, like Alita, Battle Angel, Ghost in the Shell, and Cowboy Bebop.
Wow, anime has come a long way in the last 117 years. Imagine what the next 117 years will hold.